So Trump posted this on X, and he said, we just won, which is, I think, a very poignant post, by the way. He says, we just won a historic landslide and mandate from the American people. But Senate Democrats are organizing to improperly stall and delay the confirmation process of many of our great nominees. They will try all sorts of tricks starting very soon. Republicans must not allow them to do that. We have a country to run and many big problems to solve, mostly created by Democrats. 100% true. Republicans, be smart and tough. Stacey Abrams then chimes in and says, wait a minute, hold up. Excuse me, Mr. President. So Stacey Abrams jumps in and says, excuse me, this was not a mandate. I don't know what you're talking about, but this was not a mandate. It was less than 50% of the electorate who said this is what we want. Donald Trump won the election, but it wasn't a landslide. It was an evenly divided nation. He got more people, but this was not the seismic shift where 58% of America said no. She said that to the Hill. And then you got all these ridiculous, preposterous, woke, anti-American, radical left influencers and pundits alike. He didn't even get 50% of the popular vote. Historical landslide, not even close. Every time he claims to have won a landslide, a community note should be added. I mean, these guys are just so preposterous. Well, let me just say this. Here's what I have to say about this. So first of all, he did win. He won all the swing states. He won every single swing state. He won Wisconsin. He should have won Virginia. He came extremely close to winning Virginia. He should have won Virginia. I have no idea what's wrong with Illinois. Literally, if anybody can tell me what in God's name is wrong with Illinois, let me know in the comments. He won Pennsylvania. He won Georgia. He won Michigan. He won Arizona. And every single, I want to share this with you, okay? Every single state that Kamala won had something in common. And can anybody tell me what that commonality is? Every single state that Kamala won. Look at that. This is why I love my audience. You guys are the absolute best. Right away, Joan Kelly, you get a huge shout out. Exactly. And I'm seeing more and more people chime in because we have the most brilliant audience in the entire online ecosystem. I love you guys, Nez Nation. You make my job. You hold me to account too, that I give you the best content, the most accurate, thoughtful, diligent, well-researched content on the planet. Yes, Joan Kelly is absolutely right. No voter ID. Not only did every single state, she didn't win, she did, so just to kind of put this in context, she didn't win one state where voter ID was required. Not even one. And she didn't flip any seats. She didn't flip any counties. She didn't flip a damn thing but a flapjack right to her mug. That's the only thing she flipped. Can you imagine? And by the way, this is what I was going to say. I was going to also add this too. By the way, if you love your country, please tap that thumbs up. Not only did she not win a single state that had voter ID requirements, and every single state she won required no voter ID, but check this out. California, my home state, the embarrassment of Gavin Newsom and Shifty Shift and the ridiculous Rob Bonta, the state attorney general, who have just completely destroyed, Mayor Karen Bass. I mean, all of them just completely destroyed this state. Destroyed. California, I think there was a recent article, I can't remember if it was Politico or The Guardian. It's the worst place to move to now. It's considered the worst state to move to. I mean, this is the most glorious, the fifth largest economy. We've got the most beautiful coastlines on the planet, some of them at least. The weather is better here than anywhere on the planet. But they've just run it to the ground. They've absolutely run it to the ground. Not only all of the things I mentioned, no voter ID, she didn't flip a single county, didn't flip a single seat. But not only that, but California and other woke liberal entities and states and districts, they kept counting and reviewing. You heard what Trump said. Kept counting and reviewing weeks after the election. You've got banana republics, third world democracies that can elect a president literally overnight. Literally overnight. Look what happened in Argentina. Not that Argentina is a third world democracy, but look what happened in Argentina with Milei getting elected. It was like that. We're supposed to be the number one country in the world, the superpower, the super nation, the leader of the free world. And we've got one of the biggest states, the fifth largest economy in the world, still counting votes 2 to 3 weeks after the election. Somebody make it make sense. I said this before the election, and I stand by this. I think she wouldn't have won a single state, maybe Minnesota. We would have seen a Walter Mondale, Ronald Reagan 1984 electoral map if there was voter ID requirement in every single state. She may have won one state. She may have won one state. But I truly believe with every fiber of my being that she wouldn't have won a single state had there have been voter ID. And Trump is going to change that, by the way, which means that J.D. Vance and Tulsi Gabbard are going to win in 2028. Can you imagine that ticket? Or how about a J.D. Vance and Ivanka Trump or something like that? J.D. Vance and Senator Josh Hawley. Would that be amazing? I think a Tulsi Gabbard, J.D. Vance ticket would be bar none, would be indomitable. But I'd love to get your thoughts on that. If we require ID to get an alcoholic beverage, we require ID to rent a hotel room, we require ID to rent a car, we require ID to get a gun, we require ID to get into on an airplane. If we're required to give our ID to get onto an airplane, what in God's name is holding us back from requiring ID to literally have a consequential impact on hundreds, if not billions, hundreds of millions, if not billions of people's lives, not just in America, but all over the world? I mean, Biden has literally put us in the dark ages. And by the way, the greatest, let's just kind of dovetail into this. I mean, the greatest tragedy and scandal of our time, maybe even of the last, God knows, 250 years of our history, is the fact that we still have no clue who's been running the country for the last 4 years. Was it Dr. Jilski's? Was it? I mean, this is nuts. My fellow Americans, my fellow global citizens, this is absolutely nuts. We still have zero idea who's been running the country, who's running the country right now. Where is Kamala? Where's Kamala been since the election? She hasn't talked about the drones. She hasn't talked about the Ukraine package. She hasn't talked about, anything, nothing. She hasn't talked about the migrant who lit that lady on fire in the subway. She hasn't talked about Mangione, who mortally wounded Mike Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare. Where are these people? Biden's spent over 40%. Anybody out there who defends this administration, a gigantic shame on you. Shame on you. I'm seeing a couple of trolls in the comments, and give me your best shot. You got nothing. You got Nathan. Goose egg. Zero. Nada. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Hasta la pasta. You got nothing. There's no way you can defend these cretins. These guys have destroyed the world. They've let in 18 million plus illegal undocumented migrants, most of them criminal, dumped them into swing states. Why? Because they know they can't win legitimately. They've given all of our hard-earned taxpayer dollars to fund a forever war, which is essentially a money laundering outfit overseas. They've created bedlam in the Middle East. Woke DEI ideologies have absolutely plummeted quality of service goods in America, quality of work. When's the last time you actually went to a restaurant? I mean, I'm dead serious right now. When's the last time you went to a restaurant? When's the last time you went and bought something and talked to a customer service representative and actually felt like, wow, that was really good quality service? I dare you to tell me more than 50% of the time, because it definitely isn't that with me. I'm going under on that, a huge under on that. Let me know in the comments. You can't defend these people. And then we know for a fact this guy's had accelerated cognitive decline since 2022, if not earlier. Since 2022, if not earlier. And the Wall Street Journal article confirmed this. You've got whistleblowers coming out. The video that was released, the undercover video released by O'Keefe Media of the Democratic supervisor to the Biden campaign and staff, says he was dead. He was gone. This guy had no control. We have no idea who's been pulling the levers. This is scandalous. You can't defend them. So give me what you got, trolls. Give me what you got. If you actually think you can defend this crap, and you bring up January 6th, which was a hoax, and you bring up Charlottesville, hoax, and you bring up the border bill he ruined, hoax, Russia, hoax, you got Nathan. You got nada. Sorry, it's time to go. We're sick and tired of all the BS. You're just a bunch of nasty, nasty people. We're sick and tired of it, which is why I watch Professor Nez, quite frankly, probably the greatest, most honest reporter and commentator out there. You got to subscribe. Hit that like button. I love you, Professor Nez. Mr. President, it is my honor. It is my unceasing, undying love, devotion to America, to the truth, and to you, sir. Thank you, and God bless you, and Godspeed.